I bought us a little experience package, something to make the whole honeymoon experience really memorable.
I really think you've made a mistake.
I have not. It's sexy. It's liberating.
No, dear, you've booked a dungeon keeper experience. Instead of a bit of kink, we're going to be in a damp hole in the ground, putting up with a bit of cack.
A bit like the United Kingdom, then.
Ugh, fair play. Let's get packing.
The Dungeon Keeper series first hit DOS and Windows 95 courtesy of Bullfrog and EA in 1997 after a 2-year development process. It was another feather in the management game cap for the team behind Theme Park and Theme Hospital, although it didn't fall under the same theme release line. The idea is simple: be the bad guy. The strapline is evil is good, and your job is to lure the most evil creatures to a dungeon of your own creation and management. The developers used a sprite system for the creatures and then the sound font system for atmospheric sounds. Upon release, the game was an instant hit.
A sound what?
It's basically a library of recorded instrument sounds. For example, if you wanted to use the music from, say, a piano, you would have the sound of a piano rather than an electronic representation of how a piano should sound through the use of a synthesizer.
Whoa. Techie.
Right, you sort out those imps over there and mine that gold while I sort out this hatchery. And don't forget to fortify the walls!
You mean sparkly farts?
Ew.
To be perfectly honest, it reminds me of you when you've been playing with glitter.
With the bar demon around, we are not going to be joking about farts for much longer. These guys have killer farts, literally. Kill the mightiest heroes with a guff.
Sounds familiar.
Anyway, I have bigger concerns. If I don't properly stock this library and workshop sharpish, we are going to be sitting ducks when the heroes arrive.
Well, I'm bored with decorating. I'm gonna go to the training room.
Typical. One night away with gym facilities and he's a fitness fanatic.
You need a bigger treasure room.
Hatchery for the things and make sure I've got enough. Holy crap! Can I help you, madam, my miss dress?
Either show me your torture chamber or slap me, will you? Oh!
That way. Forgot you weird lot like that sort of thing.
Dungeon Keeper 2 followed in 1999 to huge critical acclaim. A lot of the navigation issues of the original were improved upon, and the advances in graphics technology meant that there were 3D model animations instead of sprites and lots of enjoyable cutscenes. There was also some beautiful scenery improvements, including some wonderfully atmospheric lighting. Phew. It was also much richer in terms of content. A campaign mode, local network multiplayer, skirmishes and My Pet Dungeon, I guess what we would call a sandbox creator, and all within...
What was that?
It says in the brochure that whilst Tony was available as a minion in the first game, in DK2 he was the protector of Portal Gems only blah 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 blah.
Why?
Something to do with an AI routine triggered upon making him angry, which was pretty easy to do apparently.
Attention. Anger, job, mad, psycho, initiated.
Oh no. Well, we did as well with this experience as we did trying to play Outlast.
It doesn't look like there's a rerun either. Despite the trailer for DK3 appearing in the DK2 game, it was cancelled by Electronic Arts.
Okay, well, we know how renowned EA are for their brilliant decision-making processes, don't we?
Is that it then? I want my money back.
Well, no actually. Dungeon Keeper 3 was clearly underway in 1999, with a level of commitment owing to it being included as a trailer on the Dungeon Keeper 2 game. This was confirmed on the developer website in February of 2000. By March, the game had been halted, but this wasn't made public until the August of 2000. Basically, in 1995, EA had acquired Bullfrog, then owned by Peter Molyneux, in a buyout. Peter became a vice president as a result. Molyneux left Bullfrog after the release of the first Dungeon Keeper in 1997, and EA gradually swallowed up the Bullfrog brand and set the developers onto more console-centric, film-linked titles such as Lord of the Rings. By 2001, Bullfrog had been completely swallowed, and Molyneux was heading up the team at Lionhead Studios, who found huge success with the
Molyneux had a knack of keeping the corporate side of EA away from his company, which is something the other companies here didn't really have. Bullfrog would gradually change from a creative outlet into a typical EA studio, a process that Mark Healy compared to being assimilated by the Borg, and their creative teams gradually left. After a couple of lousy theme park sequels, Bullfrog ceased to exist in 2001. The studio space itself, later known as EA Brightlight, was used for a bunch of Harry Potter games before being closed for good in 2011. EA later said that they regretted what happened to Bullfrog and how they stifled their creativity through corporate meddling and restructuring. Not that they would actually learn anything from that. See, I can say nice things about Molyneux.
That absolute boss!
But it wasn't all bad news. In 2008, NetDragon Websoft Inc. and EA released an MMORPG version of Dungeon Keeper called Dungeon Keeper Online, but only in parts of Asia.
That is bad news because I don't live in Asia. I would have played that.
Oh, you want the really bad news? EA, in their wisdom, tried to revive the game again in 2014.
No, please.
as pay to play. This microtransaction freemium travesty of a release actually caused such a scandal in the UK that the Advertising Standards Agency slapped them about Dungeon Keeper style and banned their ads. There were also questions around the fact that bad reviews could only be left via email and not on the App Store itself. It was a shambles, and the game was nothing like the success it should have been. Later, the concepts laid down in Dungeon Keeper 3, and even the title itself, were used for a crowd-funded game called War of the Overworld by Bright Rock Games, which garnered positive reviews.
So in the end, the people at EA were trying to hoard all the gold. Your treasury was too ambitious, mate. Hey, where did David get to? Oh. You git! This was meant to be a romantic getaway together, and here I find you being pleasured by this wench.
You can't blame him for needing a bit of this. And it's not like your eyes haven't been wandering.
Oh well, what have I got to lose?